वो दिन कितने प्यारे थे, ये दिन भी कितने प्यारे हैं। तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे, तब बाबा साथ हमारे थे। बाबा अब भी साथ हमारे हैं।
चारों ओर की बच्चों के मस्तक में भाग्य के चमकते हुए सितारे देख रही। एक जन्म का, दूसरा संबंध का और तीसरा प्राप्तियों का, तीनों भाग्य को देख हर्षित हो रहे। जन्म का भाग्य तो आप जानते हो कि आप सबको ये दिव्य जन्म, रमण जन्म देने वाला स्वयं भाग्य विधाता है। तो सोचो कितना बड़ा भाग्य, साथ साथ संबंध। इसकी विशेषता जानते हो कि तीनों संबंध भाव, संज्ञा, सद्गुरु, तीनों संबंध एक भाव से, एक में तीन संबंध है। प्राप्तियों को भी जानते हो, जहाँ भाव है वहाँ प्राप्तियां तो सर्व और बेहद की। एक में तीनों संबंध। वैसे भी जीवन में ये तीन संबंध आवश्यक है, लेकिन दुनिया वालों के एक एक संबंध अलग अलग है और आपके तीनों संबंध एक में तीनों संबंध होने के कारण याद भी, अनुभव भी सहज होता है। सब तीनों संबंध के अनुभवी है ना। बच्चे, मैं आपके सदा साथ हूँ।
Om Shanti. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Make the stage of soul consciousness your natural nature, just as it has become natural to become body conscious. So too, let the stage of soul consciousness become natural and part of your nature. Whatever is your nature, that automatically does its work. You don't have to think about it or create that nature. It automatically does its work. You don't have to do anything. Therefore, let the sanskars of specialty become your nature, and the sound that will then emerge from everyone's heart and lips is that this one's nature is that of having specialities and of being a special soul. Now transform the old nature and old sanskars. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today's day 20. Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Today's topic, make the stage of soul consciousness your natural nature. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi and then we will have Brother Ken's session.
Om Shanti, everyone. Baba wants us to create the awareness, and awareness has power, especially three things Baba said. One is our spiritual birth. When Baba came, Baba looked at us as souls and gave us the knowledge, the introduction of each one of us as souls. I think that is one point which immediately touched our hearts. That body is just the chariot. Got the body to play my part. But originally, eternally, I am a soul. And the way the definition of the soul was explained is not in any scripture. Baba says that there is mind, there is intellect, there are sanskars within the soul. But generally they believe that mind is separate. They don't talk much connection of intellect and the soul. So they always talk as if mind is a separate entity. But Baba says within the energy, within the consciousness, within the soul, there are three faculties, three abilities. One is power to think, that is mind, power to discern, reasoning, all that is in the intellect. Whatever actions we do, the impression which is left in the soul, kind of a print in the soul, are our sanskars. Originally, soul is pure, which I think mostly people believe But the way they describe purity is that soul remains pure forever. It is the mind which becomes impure. Thoughts become impure, not the soul. But Baba says, no, the soul becomes impure. The alloy, the prints of sinful actions make the soul impure. So then Baba comes and make the soul pure. So the alloy which is mixed in the soul of vices, of sinful actions, it is through the remembrance of Baba. We burn the fire of yoga, or in that fire, our all, whatever has been mixed in the soul, get removed, get burned, and we become pure gold. So there is definition of soul, but not complete, the way Baba explains. And I think that now we understand very clearly, like when Baba talks of silence. So mind and intellect are merged and doesn't connect with the body. Silence. So I was saying it is birth, then relationships. And third, all attainments from Baba. And then Baba always reminds us, it's very easy to remember Baba because you have all three main relationships with one. So you are remembering only one, right? Father, teacher, and Sadguru. It's very interesting. When you think of what you are getting from Father, inheritance, there will be remembrance. What you are being taught. When you think of knowledge, there is remembrance. And then when you think of blessings, liberation, that also is another verse. Remembrance of same. Baba talks about all attainments, purity. From purity emerges love. We are able to love everyone. In our hearts, we have good feelings, good wishes for everyone. Before, love was based on relationship, love for mother and love for auntie. So, based on relationship. And now both are souls. Then Baba talks about all attainments. So, birth, my relationships, and all attainments from Baba. Now, how do make soul consciousness natural nature? One is to consider one's own self as a soul, reminding myself, emerging the qualities. But other is to look at others as souls. That's a very, very powerful practice. When I'm talking to someone, especially when you start giving course, 7 days course. You have to sit in Baba's room, practice that you will look at the person as a soul, and then you give knowledge. Or you are talking to anyone in different relationship, your friend or your uncle or anyone, then also you practice to look at them as souls. So what I found that when we practice to look at others with soul consciousness, it's very powerful because you are automatically reminded of yourself as a soul. Just imagine you are talking to the soul, you are giving knowledge to the soul, you are looking at soul. Will create a very powerful stage of the awareness of soul consciousness. Or they are souls and everyone is playing their part. Soul is playing part through the body. So when you look at different parts being played, reminding yourself, soul is playing the part. It's the soul who is playing part in this thought. Or when we think of our relationship, we are souls, we are brothers, children of one. That thought also, that practice also is very, very powerful. So we are all children of one. We are all children of one. So look at the soul with different color, with different religion, different faith, right? But just have the thought, we are all children of one. So this way, applying, becoming aware, interacting with others as souls becomes very real. So one is the first part definitely is to practice to have awareness for your own self as a soul. The second is, as I said, it could be a big support to create soul consciousness is looking at others as souls. I think it will be very powerful. We all can experiment and see that when you are seeing others as souls, what's the difference? But then, as Baba is saying, make it as natural nature. That's only possible when you're looking at others as souls, playing their part through different bodies. So my attention is not going towards the body or towards bodily relationship. So all the aspects which Baba explained about the soul, I apply to create awareness. And also, I look at others as souls. This is unlimited drama. All souls are at their retired stage, final stage of the movement. So, like this, applying points of knowledge towards other souls can be very, very useful. So Baba is saying, as body consciousness has become natural, because in body consciousness we perform actions. So the third, after seeing everyone as souls, the third is when you have awareness that I am soul, also playing part through this body. So you will look at your percentage of soul consciousness, keep increasing every day. So we practice, and I'm sure our nature up to certain extent has already become soul conscious. That's why we are peaceful when we look at others, we have love. All that is, these are qualities of soul consciousness. Om Shanti. Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti.
Transformation of old sanskars and old nature. Make the stage of soul consciousness your natural nature, just as it has become natural to become body conscious. So too, let the stage of soul consciousness become natural and part of your nature. Whatever is your nature, that automatically does its work. You don't have to think about it or create that nature. It automatically does its work. You don't have to do anything. Therefore, let the sanskars of speciality become your nature, and the sound that will then emerge from everyone's heart and lips is that this one's nature is that of having specialities and of being a special soul. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Avakti Parivar. So happy Sunday. Sundays Murlis are always so nice, and Baba's Avek Murli, we're getting double dose on Sundays, right? So anyway, with the Murli, every evening is also very special for all of us. So as in month of November, now few more days we have. So I really request everyone take maximum benefit of our dear brother Angel, brother Ken. He's really dedicating his time for all of us and giving every day this session, and really appreciating, even though he is traveling, and to attend live it has its own beauty. So I request everyone to attend every day. And before we start, tomorrow is Monday, so we will follow our regular schedule. And soon we will have next double foreigner online Madhuban program season. So that also we will let you know. So now let's start our Bhakti journey. Welcome to our Bhakti journey, living and serving with our Brahmin family. Welcome, dear Angel, Brother Ken.
Om Shanti, dear Sister Bhumi, Om Shanti Didi, Om Shanti everyone. Yes, as Bhumi then said, we are still today finished a retreat here in Cuernavaca in Mexico with very high level contacts that we had here, about 60 people, very specially selected. And one of the things, one of the exercises we did is connected with the homework in a way. So I'd like to share with you about that. I said yesterday that I'd be talking about dealing with others, and that's exactly the topic. But dealing with others, first of all, starts with dealing with ourselves. And probably this particular topic, I'll have to do it in 2 sessions because it's, again, very big. How to get along and live with others. This is actually the whole topic of the homework session, the special Abhyakti journey. So I want to share with you one of the things in most languages, I think, at least in English and the languages that I know, the word nature, when you're referring to the trees and the sky and the sun and the rivers, we use the word nature, but also we use the word nature to refer to our internal state, my nature. So it's the same word. And there is a relationship because if we look at nature, the physical nature, the environment, we just can observe, for example, and this is one of the exercises I asked people today was a silence day here. So I just asked people to observe. Just look at the way the sun shines. It's beautiful weather here in Cuernavaca. They say it's the eternal spring because the temperature is always very pleasant. And it just rains in the evening here, apparently. So perfect weather. But so there was the sun shining, the clouds, not really many clouds, but the gentle breeze, and it was just lovely. It's such a lovely day, lovely weather. So it was perfect to observe how things are in their natural state. So you've got the sun shining, you've got the breeze blowing. They're in the place where we are, there's lots of streams, so there's water everywhere. There are fountains. It's like a big park here, so it's lovely, big garden. So the trees are blooming. And so it was very easy to talk about the inner nature. When the physical nature is like that, the sun is just giving, the water is just giving, the air is just giving. Imagine if the air charged us for the oxygen we breathe, or if the sun charged us for the light and the heat that it gives us, or if the trees charged us for changing our carbon dioxide back into oxygen, because that's their job. And it's just, nature is just giving. So my natural nature, if we think about it, is just giving. And of course, when I'm in my natural nature, I'm closest to my deep state of soul consciousness, where it's natural to be a giver, it's natural to be loving, it's natural to be stable, it's natural to be peaceful. But then we lose it, and I was just thinking here how Baba was saying in this extract of the Muli to have these 3 relationships with the Father, the Teacher, and the Sadguru. And these are 3 ways that we relate to the one Father. But actually they inform us, these relationships inform us how we should relate to others. Because if I step outside of the relationships with Baba while dealing with others, then, I won't be able to get power that I need. So if Baba's the father and I'm the child, but it also means that everyone else is my brother. So that informs me how I should interact with others in that brotherly consciousness. This is my lovely brother. This is Baba's other lovely child. So just the relationship with Baba informs me how I should connect up with others. And if Baba's a teacher, I'm a student. So I have to use Baba's Gyan, as Didi was saying, to understand myself, but I also have to use it to understand others. If I look at people through the lens of Gyan, I will absolutely understand that they are also just souls playing their roles like me. I can't control anyone. I shouldn't even try to control anyone. I have to play my best part. We are all together in this incredible drama, each one playing his or her role. So if I forget that, then I also can't have my relationship with Baba as a teacher. If I forget the teaching, how can I have a relationship with the teacher? If I forget the brotherly love, how can I have a relationship with the Father? And of course, the relationship with the Sadguru, I have to be okay. I remember once Baba told me before I came to Brazil, I asked him if he had any special instruction for me, Bab Dada. And he said, yes, don't be too strong on the principles with people. Be friendly, and then they will come to understand. So the way I practice Sriman shouldn't be harsh. It shouldn't be rigid. It should be quite serious. But I shouldn't live in a straitjacket. I should enjoy Baba's instructions. I should enjoy Sriman. And if I have that joy through really having my life under the command of Baba as a Satguru, then I can easily interact with others in a disciplined way. And I can, just by my own example, I can inspire them to also be disciplined. So it's lovely that these three relationships with Baba actually inform how I should relate to other souls as well. And of course, within that, especially within the Gyan part, Baba's my teacher, I really have to understand how the soul is in its original state and how it's become after some time. So let's say if I have an elastic, look, I'm going to use something here to imagine that it's elastic. Just imagine this is elastic. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, against my kurta, you can see it. But when you stretch it, as you stretch it, you go further and further away from the origin, and then you let it go, it goes back again. So you stretch it, it goes back. So when you've got something stretched and stretched and stretched, as we become more and more distant from our original state, there's more and more tension. And if I let it go, if I become free from the things that are holding me, and what are the things that hold me? Basically, they are my beliefs. I'm not held physically in my attachments and my considerations. They are the way that I think, the way that I believe. I believe something is important, therefore it keeps me. But if I go beyond and I let go, I will go back to my original state naturally. So when we're talking about the natural state of soul consciousness, I first of all have to understand that, yes, I began like that. And after many births, I've become like this, right? So I am this, but I've become that. And there's a distance. And that distance creates a sort of not so good feeling because I'm not natural. If I'm perfectly natural, I feel good. If I'm not, I feel tense. And so it's a bit like Baba this morning's Morley was talking about Gyan Bhagat. It's the Sunday Morley to this morning. What is a Gyan Bhagat? It's someone who stays in this distance, recognizes the importance of Gyan, but is also distant from the experience. So it's trying to get back. And of course, this is our homework, isn't it? And one of the things that helps me to understand all of this is the difference between qualities like our deep spiritual original qualities, peace, love, happiness, bliss, purity, truth, all of those. I have those qualities. And then I've got so many virtues, so many hundreds and hundreds of virtues. But the virtues are just based on the qualities in a way. So I like to think of the qualities of the soul as primary colors and the virtues as sort of composite colors in a way. So what are the primary colors? You have red, blue, yellow, black and white. Okay. With those 5 colors, you can make all of the colors. So in the same way, I have peace, love, happiness, purity, truth. Let's say those 5. And with those 5, I can make up any virtues. And if, in fact, the virtues don't have those qualities, then they're fake virtues. They're not real. And if they do have those qualities, especially when I understand them, then, and Baba's behind them, I can call them divine virtues. If they don't have Baba behind them and the understanding of my original qualities, they're not divine virtues, they're just human ones. And so we have human virtues and we maybe confuse them with the divine virtues. And I'm getting to the point, okay, getting along with others. Now, so you've got each one of us, our personality, in fact, is just a part of our sanskars, not all of the sanskars. Personality is actually the active part of our sanskars. And so how someone behaves is according to their personality, and their personalities according to whatever's active. So, and whatever is active is connected with the karmic accounts that are happening, the things that happen bring out of us certain things. And of course, there's a lot of, as Didi was saying, a lot of alloys mixed in those sanskars. So I have to understand that just as I have this original state, and I've come out from that original state, and I've stretched myself, right? And I'm trying to come back, in the same way every single soul has an original state similar to mine. And they've been stretched out in different ways. Some have become like this, some have become like that, some have become, let's use the example of geometrical shapes. Some have become like a square, some have become like a circle, some have become like a triangle. So there are differences. We've become different, but we have the similar original state. So if I want to get on with someone, I have to see that difference. My vision has to penetrate all of the stuff in their personality, and people are different. And tomorrow I'll talk about those differences in more depth. But I am not my personality. I have become that with time. Personality is active because of the relationships that I keep, the condition of those relationships. And in the same way that I can come back to Baba through the relationship of Father, Teacher, and Sadguru, I can come back to a real, natural, pure relationship with anyone else. If I come back to the original condition that, okay, that person I'm seeing as my brother soul, that person is someone I'm seeing through the eyes of Gyan, and that person I have good wishes that they are able to understand and have a bit more discipline in their life, because that will be useful for them. Otherwise, I'm doing the things, I'm understanding the things, but on the other side, I'm not able to put them into practice. And that makes me, as Baba said this morning, a Gyan Bhagat. So I have Gyan, but I'm still trying. I'm still trying to get to that state. And in fact, because there's a distance, I feel a little bit unhappy because it's not natural. It is not natural to feel unhappy. It is not natural to feel peaceless. It is not natural to feel sad. These are the sorts of things, these are the states that are there because I'm distant from what I really am. And of course, I can't see that because there are things mixed. If I want, just like you make green by mixing blue and yellow, patience I can mix by mixing some truth with some love and some peace. In fact, the word patience comes from the Latin paciencia, which means the science of peace. It's lovely, isn't it? So Patience means that I understand what peace is and I practice it. So I understand what love is really, what real, pure, spiritual love is, and I practice it. I understand the truth, and the truth is actually very simple. When you see complicated explanations about something, you can be sure that it's not true. I also have, Baba is the source of spiritual power. And this is probably what we need more. We've got all of these original qualities, but they need to become active. They have to take over my, let's say, worldly personality so that I can reveal the true being that I am. And this is all about the revelation. As I reveal my true qualities, actually, I'm helping to reveal Baba. And that's probably the best service I can do. Absolutely the best service. So these are sort of, getting along with others, first of all, means I have to come back to my own true nature. And I have to see behind all of the things that other people have become through time. They've had many births like me, mostly. Most souls, in fact, have one or two births. In 1920, the population of the world was 2 billion. Now it's 8. So in the last 100 years, 6 billion people have come here for the first time. So most souls have one or two births. So I have to help everyone, even though they have one or two births, they also come from the soul world like me. And in the soul world, we have a similar experience. So as I interact with others, I should keep that in mind that, I'm not with this person as they become. I'm also with this person as they really are at the same time. And so I have to sort of see both things. And if I see both things, the original state and what people have become, then I can have compassion. Then I can have mercy. And then I can interact with them very nicely. So let's have some meditation just to make these ideas become stronger. Okay? Om Shanti.
Transformation of old nature and old sanskars. Make the stage of soul consciousness natural nature. Just as it has become natural to become body conscious, so too, let the stage of soul consciousness become natural and part of your nature. Whatever is your nature, that automatically does its work. You don't have to think about it or create that nature. It automatically does its work. You don't have to do anything. Therefore, let the sanskars of speciality become your nature, and the sound that will then emerge from everyone's heart and lips is that this one's nature is that of having specialities and of being a special soul.
परिवर्तन, देही अभिमानी अवस्था, नेचुरल और नेचर। जैसे देह अभिमान में आना नेचुरल हो गया है, ऐसे देही अभिमानी अवस्था नेचुरल और नेचर हो जाए। तो जो नेचर होती है वह स्वतः ही अपना काम करती है, सोचना नहीं पड़ता है, बनाना नहीं पड़ता है, करना नहीं पड़ता है, लेकिन स्वतः हो ही जाती है। ऐसे विशेषता के संस्कार नेचर बन जाए और हरेक के दिल से, मुख से यही निकले कि इसकी नेचर है ही विशेष आत्मा की विशेषता की। ओम शांति।